What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel with your boy DTP reporting live at you today. This video is going to be a review of Russia. So I've been here for like the past 4 years, almost 5 years, and I think I'm in the right place to actually give my honest review on my experiences here as a medical student that has been studying here for the past 4 years. I'm in my 5th year now, but I've lived here for 4 years. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. As many of you already know, Russia is already popular for its weather or seasons, climates basically, and if you're coming here for the very first time, it's going to be a shock for you because, I mean, I was actually shocked when I came here for the first time. So, if you don't know, Russia has 4 seasons: summer, winter, autumn, and spring. One thing I noticed about Russia's weather is that it is very, very extreme. Like, the summer is always very hot in summer. It's very cold in winter. If you're coming here for the very first time, for someone that never experienced winter coming from Nigeria, I must say it was actually a huge shock out to me. But after some months, you obviously get used to it as long as you have your winter jackets. So, I'm going to talk about the cost of living. I don't stay in the big cities where every apartment stuff is very expensive. So I stay in Krush City. In my city, you can find apartments like to rent for 1 month for like from 6,000 rubles, some 7,000 rubles, 8,000 rubles, 6,000 rubles to like 25,000 rubles, 30,000 rubles. It just depends on how you want to ball. You understand? if you're coming here if you're coming to my city to come and ball, then okay, you're looking at like 15,000 rubles upwards. But if you're like on the budget side, or maybe you're a student and you don't want to stay in the hostel, then you can choose from maybe 6,000 rubles up to 12,000, 13,000. Not so expensive compared to Moscow, because in Moscow you can find apartments for like 40,000 rubles just for 1 month, 50,000 rubles just for 1 month. And I mean, the standard of living here is actually relatively very not expensive. Restaurants are surprisingly very cheap. You can go to a reasonable restaurant and eat at a very good price. Not so expensive. You can go out and eat for like, let's say, 50,000. I don't know if 50,000 naira is very a lot, but but yeah, well, I'm just trying to say, like, you know, like since you're in a foreign land, and the class, the whole like aesthetics of some restaurants here for the price of food they give and the quality of food, I mean, I think it's a very fair price. So the cost of living here is, I mean, very relative. It depends on what you want to come and do here in Russia. If you're coming to come and ball, then we have the baller price. If you're coming to come and study, or you want to be on the budget side, we have the budget price. All in all, it just depends on you, on the size of your pockets. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the racism. I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh, before I even got to Russia, everybody was like, oh, you know, Russians are racist, this, that. I've heard about Russia is very racist, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I've been here for 4 years. Personally, I've not really had a lot of racist encounters. In fact, it's even the opposite I've experienced here in Russia. Like, a lot of Russians are very, when I say cordial, they are very welcoming. They love to speak their language. That's one thing I noticed. They love speaking their language. In fact, if you try to speak their language, like, they are so excited. I've had a lot of experiences. I have Russian friends, and I must tell you, like, I know a lot of people might say Russians are racist, but personally, throughout my time here, all I can say is that Russians are very welcoming people. Sometimes they even show you love, and you're like, why is this person showing me this type of love? I'm like, sometimes I'm almost scared because the love is too much. So, contrary to popular opinion, I know a lot of people say Russians are racist, blah blah blah. But in my opinion, I don't think it's not what people make it seem. I've not experienced it personally, but yeah. So I'm going to talk about making friends. So me, I am an introvert. I don't really like talking to people I don't know. First of all, I hardly make new friends. Not because I don't want to make friends, but it's just very awkward for me to just talk to people I don't know. Like, I find it very weird, but I'm getting out of my comfort zone to talk to people. But in general, having friends from Russia is very easy. Just go, hello, my name is Iwan. What is your name? Can we get to know each other? That's all you need to do. It's just very easy, and I just think that they're very welcoming people, and all you have to do is just get over your fear, get over your shyness of speaking Russian, and go and talk to Russian people. And surprisingly, your friend might be able to speak English if you're lucky. If they can't speak English, then maybe you can learn Russian from them. All in all, it's very easy to make Russian friends. Russian people are very... This is not me kissing Russian asses. But I'm just speaking facts, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, the language barrier. I study in English medium. It's been difficult for me to learn Russian language because first of all, I study English medium, and you know, whenever I study English medium, that means you learn in English, you're mostly only talking to international students, so you don't really get to experience Russia for yourself, except you on your own personally. You want to go out of your comfort zone. But a lot of other Africans and international students that study in Russian medium, a lot of them are fluent in Russian language, like fluency, 100%. But I'm not fluent in Russian, so the language barrier has been a little bit difficult for me. But you know, this year I've started to, you know, pick up Russian, started learning Russian. I learn Russian on my Duolingo. I watch a lot of YouTube videos. Language barrier, and all in all, I think it's something very personal. If you want to learn Russian, if you're not studying Russian language, then I mean, it's up to you. But I mean, obviously, if you study in Russian, you have to write your exams in Russian. You have to answer your exams in Russian. Then you have no choice than to learn the language. That being said, I think for the language barrier, it's not really a big deal. Because if you can't speak the language, you obviously have a translator on your phone. I don't think the language barrier is a very big deal. It's not that much of a big deal. Getting around in my city, Krush City, is not so expensive. If you travel to Moscow, let me say you want to go like from where to where. I can't. What picture can I even use to illustrate this? If you want to go from this point to this point, you can spend like 500, okay, no, 500 is like a stretch, but 300 rubles just to go from here, point A to point B. But in Krush City, from one apartment to one building, you can just maybe 70 rubles. It depends on how far it is. Then if you want to go from here to school, depending on whether it's raining or there's snow, you're looking at maybe between 100 rubles and 300 rubles max. And it's not so expensive compared to Moscow City. But if you're in Moscow City and you want to take in a taxi, then you got to have the dengue. You have trolley buses here, we have trams. Bus rides are like 23 rubles, 25 rubles, 25, 50 rubles, nothing more than 50 rubles. It's relatively cheap, just depends on the mode of transportation you want to use. If you want to use Uber or Yandex Taxi or the taxi apps, it just depends on your city. It's very subjective. But my city is it's a little bit very cheap and not on the expensive side. This is the most important for me because I'm a student here. I'm going to compare the education system in Russia compared to that of Nigeria. When I came here in first year, bro, the shock, I was shocked because Russians don't learn the way we learn in Nigeria. For example, in Russia, they learn how they learn. First of all, the teachers ask orally and they grade you on how you answer orally. But in Nigeria, just show up to class, write your notes, write your tests, maybe do some tests on paper. They don't really grade us in class. They use our CAT or midterm results and exam scores. But here in Russia, every class, okay, it depends on your teacher actually, but every class you have to answer orally to get your mark. I'm someone that's very shy and like an introvert, so I don't like talking to people. Getting to Russia, the educational system, some exams are oral exams. Like you have to answer the teacher orally. I'm still getting used to it because I'm not used to it today. But I actually like it because it helps me get over my fear of expressing myself, because sometimes if you don't express yourself, you're gonna get a bad mark. So if you want to get the 5, if you want to get Zapiat, you have to express yourself like, madam, I'm very sure of my answer. Okay, not you're not fighting your teacher. When you have to define something, you have to define confidently. Okay, I think this is this and that is that, and I just thank God for this education system coming from Nigeria, because Nigeria, you don't really have to speak much. Just everything is in your head, so just pouring it down in paper. But here, sometimes you have to speak, you have to give presentations, you have to do all this. It's really a shocker for me. But all in all, Russian education system is very good because it makes you study. It makes you to want to study. If you want to study, but it's up to you actually. But it makes you to want to study and push yourself to know stuff. In Nigeria, sometimes you really prepare for exams when it's time for the exam, and we don't really prepare for classes. But here, the teachers make us prepare for classes because the next day they're going to ask you questions in class. Every time they're asking us questions in class, and sometimes it gets very annoying, but it's very good because it helps us to know stuff and to force ourselves to study. And if you want to get good marks, you have to study for class. I don't know if this video was long or short, but that's it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know if this is the best time to come to Russia because of what is going on currently. You might not want to come now, but when everything around the world has died down, I think Russia is a very good place to come and study and to come and visit, because it's a very beautiful country. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, do also hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, turn on your post notifications, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Today, it's your boy DTP signing out. Oh, I speak so fast. What is wrong with me? I'm going to see you guys later.